They say a father's love is quiet, but it's also the strongest kind of love. It doesn't always come in words or hugs. Sometimes it comes in the form of sacrifice, patience, and the silent promise, "I will always be here for you." This is a story about the power of a father's love and how one man's quiet strength changed his son's life forever. David grew up believing his father was too strict. No video games after dinner, no late nights, no skipping church on Sundays. "Dad just doesn't understand me," he used to tell his friends. Every time his father spoke about discipline and responsibility, David rolled his eyes. He thought love was supposed to feel soft, easy, not like this. When he turned 18, he couldn't wait to leave home. He went to college out of state, rarely called, and sent short, polite texts on holidays. His father would still write him letters, old-fashioned, filled with verses about faith and life lessons. But David rarely read them. Years passed. Then one winter morning, David got a call from his mother. Her voice trembled. "Your father had a heart attack." He froze. His heart pounded. The guilt hit him like a wave. When David arrived at the hospital, his father was already unconscious. Machines beeped softly, oxygen hissed in rhythm, and the room smelled of antiseptic and sorrow. He sat beside his father, holding his hand for the first time in years. Tears filled his eyes as he whispered, "I didn't understand you, Dad. I thought you were too hard on me, but you were just trying to make me strong." His father's hand twitched, as if trying to respond. That night, his father passed away. Maybe you felt the same way, thinking your father didn't care enough or didn't say, "I love you" often. But what if his love wasn't meant to be spoken? What if it was shown? In every long workday, every quiet prayer, every little sacrifice you never saw. Sometimes, the loudest "I love you" is never said aloud. A few days later, David went home to help his mother clean out his father's study. In the drawer, he found a small box with a note taped to the top. "For David, when you're ready." Inside were all the letters his father had written over the years. Each one began with "My son" and ended with "Love, Dad." One letter stood out. It read, "If one day you feel lost, remember, God's love and a father's love are never far away. I may not always be here, but my prayers will always follow you. Be strong, son. Be kind. Be faithful." David broke down. For the first time, he truly felt the weight and warmth of the power of a father's love. He realized that his father had been teaching him not just rules, but resilience, not control, but compassion. Every boundary, every word of correction had come from love, not anger. Close your eyes. Think of your father, or the man who guided you, taught you, or loved you like one. Maybe he didn't always say the words. Maybe he showed it through quiet moments, fixing your car, staying up late when you were sick, working long hours so you could have more. That's the kind of love that builds families. That's the power of family love. When David sat alone that night, he whispered a prayer. "Thank you, Lord, for giving me a father who loved like you do, firm but full of grace. Because God designed fathers to reflect His strength, His protection, and His endless love. Even when they fail, His grace fills the gaps." Ephesians 6:4 says, "Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord." That's the power of family love. Love guided by faith, strengthened by grace, and built to last beyond a lifetime. If your father is still here, call him. If he's gone, say a prayer of thanks. And if there's pain between you, let this be the moment you begin to forgive. Because love, true love, is never wasted. The power of a father's love lives on in every lesson, every memory, and every heartbeat that still carries his name. Subscribe to A Gift Called Family for more stories of faith, forgiveness, and the power of family love. Because no matter what happens, family love and a father's love never truly fade away.